Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of today, Sunday, March 3rd through Saturday, March 9th. And the TV had been on this whole time in the other room, or the rooms of my house. And just as I started the video, on came the music instead. So I think that's very interesting. Anyway, it's the bars right now. Never be a better love. What's going on this week? Really quickly, March 1st. I feel I need to start with at 11:45 a.m. Venus entered Aquarius. There she is, pushing us to fall in love with different things and with humanity and, servitude and light work. On March 5th at 1:18 p.m., Mercury enters retrograde. On March 6th at 3:28 a.m., Uranus enters Taurus. At 11:04 a.m., we have the new moon in Pisces. Also on the 6th, the Hebrew month of Adar 2 begins. So it's still the month of joy, and it is the month in which Purim will fall, the big holiday of joy. On March 7th at 11:32 a.m., Jupiter will be semi-sextile Pluto, and that is a very favorable transit, with Jupiter doing what Jupiter does and helping us to grow, expand majorly. So that's that. With that stuff in mind, I'm beginning with email, dirty movie, and spend money with the dice. Spirit says, stay in bed. Buy shoes. And it's 50-50. So it's 50-50 as it relates to love. I mean, it can easily be pretty straightforward, right? We each got to put in our half if we want to make it work, the effort. Buy shoes. Like last week, again, I feel it's pretty positive. Of course, sometimes, well, of course, that doesn't mean that you're not walking away from something. Sometimes walking away from somebody or something is positive. It's not a negative thing. But as far as negativity, potentially, and sadness, I did see 2 threes of swords. I had my other deck on the table, and the cards happened to like fall away, the ones that were on the top, and expose the 3 of swords. And meanwhile, I was shuffling this one and open to the 3 of swords. Also, with this deck that I pulled out, the Universal Love Oracle, for advice, I opened right away to Mary crying, like a card that's called like sorrow. I think it's called sorrow. Anyway, it's Mary on it crying. Now, she could be crying about the same thing that's the 3 of swords is about, which is probably some sort of hurt, pain, breakup, potentially, because Mercury retrograde begins again on the 6th. And that can often be bad news for relationships, both existing ones, cause, fighting and infighting or whatever you want to call it, arguments, miscommunications. But as far as also developing new relationships, if you like seal the deal and make yourselves official, by the end of Mercury retrograde, those relationships, often coming to an end, even unexpectedly. You think like, we just got together, we were so happy, like, how did this happen? Mercury retrograde. So that can be the reason for the tears too. If we see those cards again or anything, that's probably to what it's connected. So other than that, I'm beginning with card number 33 in my numerology deck, and it is communication, which makes total sense. Mercury is the communication planet, ruler of Gemini, the great communicator of the zodiac. And opening to card number 61, self-love. Self-love and surrender. Looks like the orange is back. Last week it was all about purple, and I went and I took advantage of that. I did a bunch of things in purple. Yeah, surrender also. That surrender may be connected to the moon. The moon is all about feminine energy of surrender, if you ask me. Yep, it's an orange kind of week, it looks like. Individuality. So between this and surrender and self-love, it looks like we're working on ourselves, which may be because of Uranus re-entering Taurus. Did I mention that? That's one of the transits this week too. I don't think I mentioned that one. I think that's also on the 6th. Wow. And card number 71, health. Another orange one. Health. But all these things, the self-love and surrender, letting go of pain and hurt, all of that goes toward health. So that can be why that is showing up. And on that note, we've switched to blue, and it is forgiveness. And getting back to the orange, the overall energy is card number 22, master number 22, or 13 or 4 or 1111, intuition. It's very much connected to the energy of Pisces. So basically this week, you're going to have Mercury in Pisces. That's where it will be stationed, the retrograde. The sun is in Pisces, and the moon, the new moon, will also be in Pisces. Divine feminine this week for love. The masculine as it relates to the feminine and himself. This whole spread, for the most part, is from the perspective of the masculine and the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, surrender, contribute toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the both do, but they will have to affirm, commit to, and the outcome. Divine feminine. Moderation. So this can be about balance and similar to the die that said it's 50-50, putting, meeting each other halfway, not overdoing anything, all things, yeah, in moderation. In moderation. It's about not pushing too hard too, I'm feeling. Whether that means like on yourself or on him or some other aspect of your life, not forcing anything, just allowing things to flow. The masculine as it relates to the feminine this week, and it is individuality. So this is appreciating each other's differences, probably connected to that Venus and Aquarius. Appreciating, respecting, allowing for each person their freedom, to be themselves and to be creative and have outlets and to express themselves. The masculine as it relates to himself this week, and there's that creativity. So saying to be creative, so he wants it too. He's not just, understanding that the feminine needs it. He wants the same for himself and plans on being pretty creative. Day on which I'm doing this reading is a 3, right? It's 333 today. March equals 3, the 3rd equals 3, 2019 equals 3. And then we have the masculine selecting this card for himself. The union as a whole, 8, manifestation, very nice. So bringing into your life, what it is you want, the form, all the different forms of abundance that you want, and this union being one of those. Beautiful. Overall, 81, leadership. In the center, there's this pink Merkaba. Pink is associated with abundance, manifestation. Archangel Chamuel, which is the archangel of abundance, unconditional love as well. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union this week. Love partnership. Aww. I love that falling in that placement. How pretty is that? And it's got an orange Merkaba as hers does. So sitting here underneath the moderation, which I said was about balance, and it's 50-50. We have this love partnership sitting here right underneath that. And I think that it's about, again, requiring equal effort, requiring you to meet me halfway and me to meet you halfway. Each of us putting in, our full effort to make it work. Very nice. What the masculine himself is willing to do toward the union this week, and it is nature, card number 74. This is coming through as a lot of things. It can have to do with changes to his environment, actually spending time in nature with, nature, outdoors, if he's able to do that, bringing nature to him, if not, in order to, create a healthier environment, so to speak, and connection for himself to the universe. Really awesome. What the universe will have the two do, but they'll have to affirm to it. And there's just change. And whatever areas in which you need to change, universe wants to help you, but you have to commit to doing it first. And the outcome. Health. So all of these things translating to improved health for both. And there might be different areas again for different people. For a spread more from the perspective of the universe, I am going to my fortune reading cards, beginning with luck. You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. This could easily be connected to Jupiter sextile Pluto. And opening to star. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. In the tarot, star represents the sign of Aquarius. Again, this week, Venus, ruler of Taurus, where Uranus, Aquarius's ruler, is going to be located, enters Aquarius. So Venus enters Aquarius, and Aquarius's ruler enters Taurus, which Venus rules. Luck. Mountain. Know that you're protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. Mountain. And one more. It is cracker. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune await. Mountain. Flowers. Be generous. Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. Overall energy is proposal. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So I just, again, will remind people that we do need to be conscientious of the potential for difficulty in contracts, with contracts and commitments during Mercury retrograde. We can propose something and maybe not sign the contract, not completely solidify it until Mercury goes direct again, which I believe was the 21st, if I remember correctly. Divine being or couple. Recent past. The masculine's higher self. Near future. Blocks to individual progress or union. For what the feminine can do to help herself in that regard, whatever that is. Oop. What the masculine can. Something just jumped out. Oh, wow. I caught it in between my two knees. upright facing me. It is lovers. There are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. I'll just put it here. And what the universe would have the two do, but again, they'll have to affirm to it themselves and the outcome. Divine being, a couple. Fool. Very nice. Have the courage to embrace change. So that's what the universe wanted for both of us a few moments ago. Change. Have the courage to embrace it. Take risks and be adventurous. So again, we're guided to begin to travel a new path without concern, just with faith guiding the way. The recent past, Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Something going on maybe with the energy of the sign of Sagittarius. In the tarot, the Sun, a major arcana card, the Sun represents Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. I mean, there has been quite a bit of activity, all year with Jupiter, which moved into Sagittarius when it left Scorpio back in November of 2018. So it moved into that sign of where it's at home, which it rules. So that can totally be what this is connected to. Of course, it's positive. It's like a shift. We all experienced a shift in the past. The near future. Eagle. You will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength. Well, this is definitely air energy and can easily be connected to Mercury or Venus. So this can be the Venus entering Aquarius that will help to bring this about. Or this can be even aspects of Mercury retrograde, depending upon which house in your natal chart it falls. There can be some clarity and different things into which you come. It's kind of like an Ace of Swords kind of card. Which in the tarot, the Ace of Swords doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to be great. When you take this new leap of faith, you are getting a new start. But it means that it was difficult getting there, first of all, to this road. And there may be still a few more bumps in it. So keep that in mind with that eagle. Masculine's higher self, fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. So this guiding the masculine to start off new too, and crossing the Fool, new adventure, new path. But blocks, what are those? Plain. There's been an inability to move. There's been a lack of movement. That has been the block. Also, this can be about delays, especially during Mercury retrograde. Mercury controls communication, travel, electronics, which is basically pretty much everything we use, in our daily life, day to day. It can definitely cause delays in literal transportation and travel. And that can be what this is about. And it can cause delays in general in your life. So, it could be figurative or metaphoric also, that this lack of movement. A journey is indicated, either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So we can still bring this about, but it's been a block this far that we have not moved. Also, this can be about us having, especially with him, for the masculine, with him having held on to emotional upheaval. He's guided now to let go of it. Because he was holding on to it, that could have been a block here too. You're holding on to the past and you can't move forward into the future. But what can the feminine do to help herself? Here's goals, right? So make some plans and then follow them out. Very Knight of Pentacles, right? Making a plan and then following it through. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. That's definitely Knight of Pentacles. Like, he's the only knight in the tarot, said to always reach his goal no matter what. That Knight of Pentacles sort of energy can be representative again of Uranus, in Taurus this week. The masculine, what can he do to help himself? For him, it's patience. Slow down. Change your attitude. So it's like, hold up, right? Let's get your mind right first before you try to move on to the next step. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. Goes totally with this card about emotional upheaval. So like when you're in the midst of that, you're in the midst of upheaval, is not the appropriate time to try to make a move, especially if you're stuck. Like, it's like, chill out, get your mind right first, maybe take a nap or rest, do some meditation, find some peace, take a shower, get a massage, whatever it is you need to do to mellow yourself out so that you can think more clearly. Slow down, change your attitude to a positive one rather than one of emotional upheaval, and clear your mind. And then you can make, rational decisions. What the universe would have the two do is Phoenix. And it's right here next to the masculine's fire card. It's like the same sort of theme, scheme, background. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis, like emotional upheaval. So rising from the ashes, the Phoenix, and connected maybe to fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Jupiter, Mars, and the outcome, Judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. In the Tarot, Major Arcana card, Judgment, represents the planet Pluto. And with these cards crossing one another here, this Phoenix and this Judgment, I definitely think this is representative of Jupiter sextile Pluto toward the end of the week. So the end of the week, we may find ourselves a lot more mellowed out, masculine and feminine alike, a lot more, with a lot more clarity, and maybe able to make a decision. If we have one of these to make, lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. We're trying to figure out which path, to take on, to walk down. We may be able to better do that toward the end of the week, once that Jupiter is sextile Pluto, which I think I said was March 7th. Still speaking of Jupiter and positivity and our luck changing for the better, right? I'm starting with the 6 of spring. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find that you're singled out for special recognition. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all the attention. Of course, the 6 of spring, as it relates to love, if you give a possibility of meeting somebody really awesome, if you're already with somebody really awesome, there's a potential for your relationship to be moving to the next step, maybe through some sort of proposal, like the overall energy from the first spread. And opening to the Queen of Summer, compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. Also a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. Queen of Summer, that could have been Jupiter sextile Pluto too, with the 6 of Wands opposite the Queen of Summer. And opening to the Princess of Autumn, cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. The Princess of Summer is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, possibly involved with a water sign, again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but not necessarily. Queen of Summer. And the 3 of Autumn. Your most satisfying and profitable career or relationship comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So this means following your heart, not following the norms, not following, listening to other people with whom your heart doesn't resonate or agree. Even if they're your family, it means breaking with tradition if you have to, which is what Venus and Aquarius is about. Three of Autumn and the Two of Autumn. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. Two of Autumn can be about balance. Again, the need to balance your work, specifically your work and home life, finding time for both. For me, it can be about deja vu from hell, finding yourself in the same situation over and over and over again. And how do we break the cycle? Three of Autumn. That Three of Autumn also could have been about some sort of party of three, perhaps a love triangle, and you're trying to figure out how can I dwindle this down to two only. And that may be weighing very heavily on you with the Nine of Winter showing up. Your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying. Let go of fear and everything will be okay. Nine of Winter can also be about somebody who needs some rest. Maybe there's a decision you need to sleep on it. Definitely a possibility. And the overall energy is the Six of Winter. The challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. Now, specifically for love, if you're looking for love, the Six of Winter can mean that you need to travel outside of your norms. So if that means like literally traveling to a different area or meeting people, while you're traveling, while you're out of town or something, it can definitely be that. Or it could just be like, breaking out of your usual comfort zones. I go to work and come home. Okay, well, maybe, you stop at someplace, even, I don't know, the library or something, where just someplace where there are people your age. You might be able to meet, somebody else, even if it's just making a friend. So that kind of thing, like breaking out of your usual patterns. You don't usually go out, but people are constantly inviting you. Why don't you come have a drink? Why don't you do that? You always say no. Maybe you switch it up and you finally say yes. If you are already in a relationship, you guys can need to use a change of scenery too, perhaps. And that doesn't mean that you have to go on vacation, like you got to try to, this week we got to try to afford, fin for a vacation. Not necessarily. Just, going off like a retreat. So even if that means a date where you like break away from the rest of the world. So a picnic or a quiet, like, romantic dinner, maybe, someplace that you guys don't normally go, or maybe it requires a little bit of a drive, or, you check into a hotel or something and pretend that you're actually on vacation. This card can also be connected to that last spread, the blocks. And I said there was no movement, and plane, the card plane. And that I said it could be about actual travel and stuff, and potentially delays. So maybe you had been planning a trip, or somebody had been planning a trip to visit you, them, they, you, or you guys are planning to go somewhere together, but there had been delays in that regard. This card showing up is saying that there's going to be a change there too. So also I want to point out that since I just said the word change, this card is connected to the need for change, a change of scenery as it relates to love, basically. But in general, it's about things getting better, moving into calmer, stiller waters, as they say. So maybe you have been having a rough time, and that rough time coming to an end, everything's going to be much better. The sixes have definitely been surrounding me. I did a reading for my Patreon subscribers, the Friday reading, and for the weekend. And there were so many sixes in that reading. And then those of you who got to see that my general reading is up, the duration of that reading, if I remember correctly, it equaled 6 also. Just now, our overall energy is a 6. They've been really, really popping up. I was guided to give pricing to somebody who wanted like customized healing, and it had to equal 6. I wrote this whole explanation to the person, so they wouldn't necessarily think I'm a lunatic. They may think I'm more so now, but I, totally explained to them what I had seen and heard and why it had to be like a denomination of 6, the sum. But yeah, so that number, but it's connected to mother, so that makes sense too. Mother energy, again, Venus. Crowning the masculine this week. Very nice. I like where we're starting. It's the Ace of Summer. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. This can be about reunion. It can be about brand new relationships, or brand new start, a new path for a relationship, a new level of commitment, deepening of emotion. Beautiful. Wow, masculine. I like this. It's the Ace of Autumn. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment, or a really valuable and long-lasting, again, new relationship or new phase in your relationship. Masculine subconscious, the 7 of winter. Don't let yourself steal your joy, like lack of confidence or lack of esteem or, pessimism and doubt that anything's going to go right for you. Don't steal your own joy because you got all this wonderful energy surrounding you. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. But in this position, like your subconscious and these other 2 positions with these beautiful aces, I think that if anything, if any joy is being stolen, you're taking it from yourself. So you're going to want to put the caution there. And it may be due to Mercury retrograde, in all fairness. So just be aware of that. Crowning the feminine. The 9 of Autumn. Okay, not too shabby feminine for us either. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. This card can also be about singlehood and, spending time with yourself, individuality, like came up in the first spread, tending to you, nurturing you, getting to more like and love yourself. But it can also be about people who are coupled. And similar to the Ace of Autumn, what will be a long-lasting, thriving, valuable asset of a relationship to you. Feminine surrounded by, see, I told you, the 2 of Summer. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. So it can definitely be about, again, reunion, getting back together with somebody, fixing something. Maybe you have been single, you are single, but this week that can change. Feminine subconscious. Oh boy. Not unlike the masculine, we have some, it seems, confidence issues ourselves, fears ourselves. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your own freedom. So that's a need to do this here. Crowning. It is the 10 of winter. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. The foundation, the roots, from where all this came, it is Jupiter that gifted all this stuff to us. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, which represents the planet Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. Also connected to the other fixed signs, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. So this is from where we're starting. So there's no reason to have this fear, because Jupiter is telling us expect wonderful things to come. And then look at them showing up here. At the heart of the matter, the 7 of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. So this means we've already began to initiate all this wonderful stuff happening. And so has Jupiter. So now we just got to, wait. Just because there's a pause or doesn't seem like anything's moving, doesn't mean that it's not moving and that we should, panic. This is what we need to not do. But I'm going to further clarify all of these with some romance angels, beginning with worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. An opening to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And that's talking about letting go of these. Free yourself and make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Free yourself. Also, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, the only red flag here is Major Arcana card, the Wheel, because again, that represents the planet Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. So the red flag is telling us, have some faith, basically. I'll do one more, and it is playfulness. Speaking of a mutable sign like Sagittarius, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Playfulness. And I've come to engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Overall energy is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And 2 in the middle for whatever reason. Atop the Ace of Cups. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So if you're concerned about getting back together with somebody or meeting somebody, don't let yourself slip into negativity about that. Keep your feelings, your energy up, and that is going to help you to manifest it. Atop the Ace of Pentacles, it is flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. And atop the 7 of Winter, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So don't rob yourself of the chance to have something like an Ace of Cups or an Ace of Pentacles. Communicate, which is the energy with which we started this reading. Communicate, heart-to-heart conversations. Be genuine about what you're feeling. Atop the 9 of Earth, it is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So again, like a mutable sign, a Virgo in this case with the Earth, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces. Atop the 2 of Cups, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This is, for some, this is feminine, a relationship that needs to go, that's blocking what you could have, you know, a happy one. And for others, this has to do with imbalance. So it's sort of like the same energy as the two of earth that popped up before, except for, of course, there is no two of earth in this deck. And you have to find a way to balance your social and romantic life and the rest of your life. In order to, if you want to have this and maintain it, you got to make time for yourself and your partner. Atop the 8 of winter, past life relationship. You have known each other before. So like I was saying, some of us are also, or instead of this, or possibly also stuck or feel stuck in a dead-end relationship that needs to go. Either of those relationships can be past life relationships. Atop the 10 of winter and the difficulties coming to an end, calling in your soulmate instead. So like dumping, again, something that doesn't work, breaking free of that, we're not stuck, and replacing it with positive energy and with whom we do belong. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Atop the wheel, upright, is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And at the heart of the matter, atop the 7 of earth, we've got 2 cards. It is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, which is totally what the 7 of autumn is about. Again, I said, you know, we've already planted the seeds. So even if there's a pause and it looks like there's nothing happening, it's about having faith and trusting that things are moving and that you've already done what you need to do to help them to be manifested. And so now we're getting that message again. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And the romance angels also say to us, give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership. For the feminine, again, that may have to do with finding time for your partnership to truly invest in it, time and effort. And for the masculine, that may have to do with lightening up your attitude. And I feel that it can be particularly Capricorn men, masculine, that you've been like, you know, perpetrating a fraud, putting up a front and trying to come off really hard. Which Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It's not one of the fixed signs, but yeah, but that's what I'm getting from you guys. And instead, you need to lighten up and you know, be a little bit more vulnerable. I also wanted to get some advice from my Universal Love Oracle, and we're beginning with Golden Memories, which is about the need to let some shit burn and only take with us like the positive, you know, memories that we want to maintain. Also, it's opposite birth, which is a new start. Memories we want to maintain and positive, you know, like lessons, and leave the baggage where it is, drop it right there so that we're able to go through the gateway. We're able to start the next phase. Because if you're weighed down with baggage from this one, then you don't get to start the next phase. If you need to, try some meditation. That can help you to relieve yourself of the heaviness that you're holding on to. And back to birth. So on that note, I will cut. I also saw Sacred Union rather pop through. I don't know if you guys saw that. It like peeked out. Back to meditation. And the overall energy this week is soulmate. Yay! Almost forgot to actually give the cards. So further advice to the masculine, it's that sorrow card I talked about in the beginning. Masculine, there's something of what you need to let go. Please release it. Allow yourself to move into the next phase. Leave the past where it is. Move on. You know, you deserve happiness. And you deserve forgiveness. You deserve to get with the objects of your forgiveness deserve it too. You know, give it, receive it. It's 50-50. Feminine. Sacred union. Told you wanted to peek through and be seen. There it goes. Something positive happening. Coupled with that 2 of Cups and an overall energy of soulmate. Very, very positive energy coming through for the feminine. But again, we have to let go of something too. This, you know, negativity that we're holding on to, or the inability to bend and to be moderate, meet halfway. Remember our first card. Masculine, further advice to you from the numerology deck, domestic harmony. So making changes. 4 and 6 equals 10. It's 1. It's a new start. Changes, new beginnings in the area of, you know, happiness in your domestic life. Feminine, for us, compassion. This may involve forgiveness for the masculine. He has this sorrow card here that I talked about. Could be about the need for forgiveness. Also, this falling into this week, I didn't mention it. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. Mary could be sad about that too. Ash Wednesday, of course, leads us into Easter, the resurrection, 40 days from now. Masculine, beware of who you trust at this time. So you still got some shady people around you. So be mindful of that. Keep your eye open, your ears open, and pay attention to your intuition. Feminine, owl. There are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. So we need to keep our eyes and ears open too and pay attention to our intuition as well. Masculine, you got another dreamer. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. That message being repeated to you again. Feminine, womp womp. The 5 of summer. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So this could have to do with, again, having to let something go. This is just an energy of pessimism and doubt and, oh, woe is me. You may get some sort of blessing, but maybe not exactly the way you prayed for it. So you're uptight. Be mindful of that and don't allow this sort of energy to take over you and rob you of your happiness. Masculine, children. Your love life is being affected by children. Of course, this can be literal or it can be about new beginnings. Sometimes the children card represents new beginnings for me, fresh starts, and or have something to do with perhaps their other parent, their mother. She may be of whom you need to let go, or an energy between you guys, a cord of attachment or something can be of what you need to let go. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, you may want to look into somebody doing that for you. I do energy healing. I am not the only one. There's all kinds of energy healing around. I'm the only one that does the kind that I do, but you know, there's all kinds of energy healing around and people who are able to help you to cut etheric cords. Feminine. Boom! There's your Ace of Cups again. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Put that with your Sacred Union card, your 2 of Cups, your soulmate, and I'd say it looks like a good week for the feminine in the areas of love. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this love reading. I will be back with the Pisces new moon reading. Thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. YouTube says I need it, and that's going to hopefully help with some of the problems that I have with them. My subscribers are always falling off. They don't even know that they're no longer subscribed. They're, you know, they fully intend to be subscribed and somehow their subscription disappears, or they are subscribed, but they still don't get the notifications. My videos don't show up in the feed. Nobody knows that I put them in. It's all kinds of stuff. And we're just trying to work around these little areas, and I'm sure Mercury retrograde won't help. So I really need and appreciate, again, all the likes, shares, and subscribes that you guys give me. Thank you also to my Patreon subscribers and supporters, and all of you super chatters that send me the donations during our live feed. I look forward to talking to you. live chatting with you when I premiere this video shortly. Namaste.